I am a protector. I am a provider. I am a servant. On my side of town, which is near the Lisbon and 76th Street area near Northwest Side, for the most part, you got a pretty quiet neighborhood until you don't. Last summer, we experienced the sounds of sirens, tons of intentional, appropriate, and timely protests, as well as a beret of helicopters and sirens. If you're from my city, you can relate to this no matter what side of town you're on. Here on the near Northwest Side, it's a family community. It's a place where you should get to know your neighbors. And if you're lucky enough, you might smell some barbecue and be able to go next door and get a plate. It's my neighborhood. Let's see. What do we have going on that other folks should know about in the neighborhood? I definitely think there's an app that we use. I'm trying to think of the name of it. But there's a neighborhood app that almost a large majority of the residents here use, where they share goods and services, free items, fundraisers and initiatives, or just a plea for help if their cat or dog was lost. One of the things I like about it is people are pretty active. If you hear something outside and you go to the app, you probably find out a little bit more information. It's also one of these neighborhoods where we police ourselves. On several occasions, I've driven around outside to see what was going on and just talk to people and ask questions. This allowed us to not have to call the police in situations where we really could have just been more neighborly and assumed good intent. What we need is for more neighbors to be neighbors, to get involved and to care, to understand that sometimes the color of your skin can make you a target rather than a solution. And so when we have people who know how to communicate effectively to be able to get more involved, we can have community-based programs that respond to emergencies rather than law enforcement, so they can respond to things that they're more qualified to attend to. One of the amazing things about the American Rescue Plan Act is that there is a section that talks about the support and public health response. Specifically, it's noted that the fund of COVID-19 migration efforts and medical expenses, behavioral health care, and certain public health and safety staff. It's great to be able to consider different agendas that may have nothing to do with advancing people of color. However, when you think about behavioral health and you think about different forms of emergency response, I think we get the wrong idea and we make that a law enforcement response. There are too many initiatives that have been started and customized for this city to thrive. One of them being the one I started. I will selfishly tell you that the Mirror response team is comprised of community-based responders that only costs a fraction of what it does to actually have an emergency response come out from 911. So I don't believe that we should be using ARPA funds, which is meant to help COVID relief, to actually hire more police officers when there's alternatives and solutions that have been presented.